My dad doesn't know that I heard him tell another kid that he wished he was his son, so I gave him what he asked for, and now I treat him like a stranger. I was 14 when I heard the words that changed everything between me and my dad. We were at my brother Tyler's baseball tournament. Tyler was 16, the star pitcher, the golden child who could do no wrong. I played soccer, but dad never made it to my games. Always had an excuse. Work ran late, car trouble, migraine. But he never missed Tyler's games. Not one. That day I'd forgotten my phone in dad's truck, so I went back to grab it during the 7th inning. That's when I heard him talking to another dad in the parking lot. The man was complaining about his own son, saying the kid had no drive, no ambition. Then my dad laughed and said something I'll never forget. You should trade him for mine. Not Tyler, obviously, but my other one, Oliver. He's forgettable enough that you probably wouldn't even notice the switch. They both laughed. My dad continued. Sometimes I look at Tyler out there and think, what if I'd gotten 2 like him instead of 1 dud? That would have been the dream. I stood there frozen behind the truck, phone in my hand, trying to process what I'd just heard. My own father calling me a dud, saying I was so forgettable he could swap me out and not care. I waited until they walked away, then I got back in the truck and sat there in silence. When Dad came back after the game, Tyler riding shotgun like always, talking about his strikeouts. Dad asked if I was okay. I said I was fine. That was the last real conversation we ever had. From that day on, I gave him exactly what he wanted. A forgettable son he wouldn't notice. I stopped trying to get his attention, stopped asking him to come to my games, stopped talking about school or friends or anything happening in my life. When he'd ask how my day was, I'd say, fine, and nothing else. When he'd try to start a conversation, I'd give one-word answers and leave the room. At first, he didn't really notice. He was too focused on Tyler anyway. But after a few months, something shifted. He started trying harder. He'd knock on my door and ask if I wanted to shoot hoops. I'd say I had homework. He'd offer to take me to get burgers. I'd say I wasn't hungry. He'd ask about my soccer season. I'd say it was fine and walk away. Tyler noticed before Dad did. He pulled me aside one night and asked why I was being weird with Dad. I told him I wasn't being weird. I was just giving Dad what he clearly wanted, which was one less kid to worry about. Tyler looked confused, but didn't push it. By the time I was 16, Dad was getting desperate. He started showing up to my soccer games unannounced, standing on the sideline, trying to catch my eye. I'd see him there and feel nothing. After games, he'd try to talk to me about my performance, and I'd thank him politely like he was a stranger and walk away. It was like watching someone try to have a relationship with a wall. The breaking point came last month at Tyler's graduation party. Dad stood up to give a speech and started talking about how proud he was of both his sons. He looked right at me and said, Oliver, I know I haven't always been there for you like I should have been, but I want you to know I'm proud of the man you're becoming. I looked at him with zero expression and said, thank you, sir. Like he was my teacher or my boss, not my dad. Just some man giving me a compliment. His face crumpled. After the party,